What's going on, everyone? It's Kevin with Ultimate Flips coming back to you after coming back from New Orleans. And I just want to talk about my eBay store and the status of sports card collecting because I'm starting to see an uptick, at least on my end, a little bit of a change. And so I just figured I'd fill you in on this because I know before in the past when I was doing box breaks and filling on my store, I told you that predominantly hockey was selling for me. This past week I was gone to New Orleans for work at a conference and came back, and I did put my eBay store on a vacation mode but still accepting orders. And so when I came back late Friday morning, actually early Friday morning, about 3 a.m., I had 47 orders to do. Now, for most of you, that might be what you do in a day. For me, being part-time, because I do have a full-time job, that was a lot of orders for me to fulfill in one day. So I got up early Friday and spent probably 2.5 hours pulling the orders, getting them packaged up, putting the labels on, and then I took them to the post office because I couldn't do a pickup request and get them done in time. So I had 47 orders, and I'm sure that the NBA draft had a lot to do with that, but I had a really big mix. So I did have a bunch of NBA, and it was just odd and end, older stuff, new stuff. It wasn't Victor Wembanyama. I had a lot of hockey, I had baseball, I had soccer, and I had football, and it was older football, and I say older, like 90s. It was Emmitt Smith, it was Troy Aikman's, it was stuff along that line, and that's what I had shipped out. And so I thought, wow, I could get used to this. 2.5 hours, 47 orders. I could have done it a little bit quicker, but I was afraid that I was still tired, that I'd mix up the orders, so I did them one at a time. And then Friday into Saturday, I got 11 orders. So that's about average for me, if anybody wants to know. But I will tell you that I think there's levels in your eBay store, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So then we go past Saturday because the post office around me closes at noon. So I had some orders come in late Saturday night and then Sunday, and I shipped out 22 orders today from the weekend. So this would be after I shipped 11 o'clock Saturday morning. So anything after 11 a.m. on were orders. So I had 22. That's a lot for me. Again, 11's about the average. Every time I'm down in this office, I get plugged up. So what I wanted to talk about was the uptick. So a lot of you that have an eBay store know what I'm talking about. It'll give you your 90-day total, and it'll tell you what you make. So I'll be transparent with you. I'm not going to post any pictures or anything. If somebody really wants to see it, but I'm not sitting here going to tell you that I'm making six figures, because I'm not making anywhere near that. But usually if I was doing my 90 days, if I was doing about 2,500, 2,900, that was pretty good for me on a part-time basis. I have since then bumped my numbers up, so I was over 3K for a 90-day period, to where I was like getting up to over 4K. And then since I bought the scanner, and then I use Car Dealer Pro, I've noticed that because I'm able to list more in a quicker fashion, it's giving me more time when I'm off to do other things that I want and not be cooped up doing cards all day when I also have a full-time job. But what I've seen since then is I was slowly approaching 5K for a 90-day period, which I was like pretty stoked. So I'm like, all right, we're getting close to 5K. I finally break the 5K just before I leave for New Orleans. And then when I come back, I'm over 5K. I'm just under 5,200. And I dropped down a little bit because, as the days go on, if you're not doing the sales. And then I did it last night. I sold my Connor Bedard. I pulled it. Most of you saw me on video pull it out of the hobby box the night before release. People got mad at me for that. It's not my fault. They got shipped to me early. My second pack, I think it was, I pulled the Connor Bedard Young Guns. I sent it off to PSA to get graded. I got it back, and I was holding, and I sold it last night. And I'll be honest, I sold it for $740. I was about $135 into it, $134 and change for getting it graded with PSA. Came back a PSA 10, and then if you take what the cost of the hobby box was and divide it out by how many cards there are, It cost me a little over $135, maybe $136 altogether for that card. I sold it, and so that went out in my order today. I do have 6 orders to pull for tomorrow, but I am now $4 shy of hitting the $6,000 mark for a 90-day period. So for a part-time gig, I sell a lot of raw. I have some graded cards mixed in there. I'm running a sale right now. It's $3 or $4 or less. I've got 20 or 25% off going, so I know that's been a big drive. I'm trying to liquidate a lot of my raw cards, especially my lower end. That's why the sales for like $4 and under. Trying to liquidate all those so that I can start bringing a little bit higher end, maybe some patch, maybe serial number, maybe all the above RPA, serial number rookie cards, and go a little bit more of a mid-tier to a semi-high tier. I'm never going to be in that really, really high margin, but just to bring a different level and then not worry about, I've actually backed off. I can honestly say my addiction to buying sealed and then opening up the packs. I have not purchased any sealed boxes in a long time. And for a long time for me, that's been probably 3 weeks. Usually I was getting something once a week. Have not purchased anything. I do have an order that I'm waiting to come in for the 23-24 hockey, I think, extended series, but that was ordered back in December. So I'm definitely waiting for that. So for me, the tiers are your store, you're starting out and you're trying to build your reputation, you're trying to build your feedback. And as you go along, you get 1,000 feedback. That's a good milestone. And then you get 2,000 feedback. That's a good milestone. And now I'm at like the 2,500 feedback. I've had over 4.5 thousand sales. I got 205 followers. I appreciate those followers. And then what I start to see is I'm starting to get the repeat buyers. So I'm thankful for that. I'm also thankful for everybody that's left the positive feedback, for the quick shipping, the packaging, great price, great card, great quality, exactly how described. That's what we are trying to do. I even had a suck an order up here the other day. The guy said he didn't get the order. Happened to be a Kobe Bryant card. It says delivered. I said check with your post office because they can usually do a GPS location when it was scanned. The guy comes back and says, post office says, yeah, it was left on top of my mailbox. I'm in an apartment complex, so somebody snagged it. I just, customer service wise, I don't want negative feedback because somebody doesn't like my answer when I say no. I can't say no because I'm customer service driven, so I ate the cost and told them to let me know if it shows up and just said I appreciate the business and hope maybe down the road you'll do business with me again. So that's really what it's about, is I can forego that first one if the post office screwed up or it got lost. But if I can get a repeat customer out of that, regardless of that incident, then to me, that's where the win is. And then I go by the word of mouth. I'm not a big household name, but you'll start to remember ALTimate Flips because you know you're getting good deals. You know you get customer service. Just don't lowball me. When I have best offer on a card that's on sale, don't lowball me even more when it's already 20 or 25% off. I'm going to say no. And don't ask for 99 cents. If I'm offering free shipping, I lose money. I'm definitely not in this to lose money, but I'm okay if I make 20 or 30 cents. My low, just if you want to know, my low is $1.33 on a card. So 64 cents for eBay standard shipping. I still make something off of there, but do not offer me 99 cents. I was a stupid one and accepted it here a few weeks back and then realized I just lost money. That is not my goal. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen about the eBay store. I'll put a link down below. There's still over 10,000 plus items listed there. I still have the sale running. Like I said, I'm trying to liquidate. The more you buy, the better it is for me. Plus I save on shipping, but you're also still getting a great deal because free shipping's right there. I appreciate those who have subscribed. And if you haven't, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. And it definitely helps us out as we try to grow the channel and we try to show the progress that we have as a part-time eBay store, working our way up to maybe a little bit busier and maybe one day to a full-time eBay store. So as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.